It has been a big week for Donald Trump, and I don't mean that in a good way. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6 Capitol attack secured new testimony from a key Trump White House figure. On Friday, former Trump White House counsel Pat Cipollone arrived on Capitol Hill to testify behind closed doors in front of the committee after being subpoenaed last week. The videotaped testimony follows an informal sit-down that Cipollone had with the committee back in April. And it is possible that we may get a glimpse of what he had to say and reveal in the upcoming January 6th testimony. That hearing is scheduled to take place on Tuesday. At least one more is expected, though. Nothing beyond Tuesday has been announced just yet. Cipollone's testimony could be significant in terms of understanding more of what Trump said and did on that day, January the 6th. But where the former president could be really vulnerable to legal exposure right now is actually down in Georgia. An ongoing criminal investigation in that state into Trump's potential election interference began heating up this week. On Tuesday, a Fulton County grand jury subpoenaed some of Trump's key election-denying allies, including Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Cleta Mitchell, Kenneth Chesebro, and Jenna Ellis. It also includes Republican Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, all of them advising the Trump campaign on strategies for overturning Joe Biden's wins in Georgia and, more importantly, other key swing states. You remember that phone call, right? The one that Trump made, the one he made to the Secretary of State in Georgia, Brad Raffensperger, the one where he literally asked Raffensperger to find him votes?
Why wouldn't you want to find the right answer, Brad, instead of keep saying that the numbers are right? So, look, can you get together tomorrow? And, Brad, we just want the truth. It's simple. And the real truth is I won by 400,000 votes, at least. So what are we going to do here, folks? I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
In the end, Raffensperger did not give Trump a break. And neither, it seems, will Fulton County. In fact, his legal exposure in Georgia is pretty serious by any measure. According to an analysis by the Brookings Institution, Trump is actually under very serious risk of being charged with multiple crimes, including criminal solicitation to commit election fraud, intentional interference with performance of election duties, conspiracy to commit election fraud, criminal solicitation, and state RICO violations. Now, the former president could be charged with a crime in Fulton County before Attorney General Merrick Garland even has to make up a decision in Washington about what to do with the former president. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, who's leading the Georgia investigation, spoke with NBC's Blayne Alexander this week and gave us a sense of what else could be coming.
Could we expect to possibly see additional subpoenas from people in former President Trump's inner circle, former Trump associates?
Yes.
Are we talking about family members? Are we talking about former White House officials?
I mean, we'll just have to see where the investigation leads us. But I think that people thought that we came into this as some kind of game. This is not a game at all. What I am doing is very serious. It's very important work. And we're going to do our due diligence in making sure that we look at all aspects of the case.
Joining me now are Greg Bluestein, political reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and an MSNBC political contributor, and David Henderson, a civil rights lawyer and former prosecutor. He is also a CNBC contributor. Gentlemen, it's great to have both of you with us. Greg, I'll start with you. Your paper, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, broke the story this week of the Fulton County grand jury rolling out these pretty high-profile subpoenas, certainly the highest we've seen so far. How big of a development is this? Because we haven't heard that much out of the grand jury investigation so far. So this was a pretty remarkable development any way you look at it.
That's a great way to put it. It's remarkable. This is a rapid expansion of this investigation, which has been going on now for months. I mean, Fani Willis, the DA in Fulton County, announced this investigation last February. It's ramping up. And now she's going after Trump's inner circle. I mean, you can kind of look at this as building a brick by brick by brick. And it could end up, as you heard from the interview with Blayne Alexander, it could end up, subpoenaing with a subpoena of Donald Trump. Fani Willis did not rule that possibility out. But first, she wants to hear from the people who are closest to him, the people who are whispering these lies about election fraud in his ear.
David, this grand jury, and to Fanny's point, you know, to the district attorney there, she will make a call. The grand jury will make a call, but so will she on whether there's enough evidence to bring criminal charges against Donald Trump. How important is it for her, for prosecutors, to prove that Trump knew that what he was doing was unlawful when he called Raffensperger? Because really, and you know this better than I do, you have to establish a criminal intent. He could just turn around and say he was ignorant, he didn't know, he really believed that he had won. So they really have to go into a step deeper by saying this is something he knew was illegal.
Amen. That's true. And I think that's why they called the people that they did call. Throughout these proceedings, part of what you've got to keep in mind is there's a difference between investigating something from a legal perspective and trying to step into a courtroom and convince a jury. The folks down in Georgia know if we charge Trump, he's going to take this to trial, and we're going to actually have to convince a jury of what was going on. And before that jury convicts a former president, they are going to want to focus on what he knew when he was taking these steps. What Georgia really tells you, though, is how the pressure is continuing to mount. And as the pressure mounts, we may be surprised by how some people start to buckle. The DOJ is in theory. The January 6th committee recommending criminal proceedings is in theory, but Georgia is a case at hand. You don't subpoena a grand jury or put one together unless you mean business.
David, are you surprised by the tactic of going after so many high-profile subpoenas at once, that all these names were essentially reported on just at the same exact time? What does that tell you about how the investigation is unfolding?
Amen. This tells me it's prosecutors being prosecutors. Here's what happens with any criminal investigation. It's really hard to prove most crimes if people don't talk. But people get nervous, they get scared, and they talk. The January 6th committee has shocked a lot of us who didn't expect to be surprised with information that came out. It overlaps with information in Georgia. And so as they keep subpoenaing these people, they face two problems. One, the pressure of having to stay silent when the person who starts talking is probably going to get the best deal if there is one to be made. And they're getting hit with the same questions from different people in different places. It gets hard to keep your story straight.
Greg, part of how this investigation goes depends on witnesses and testimonies. Is it fair to say, or do you have any insight into whether or not these people who have been subpoenaed, Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Jenna Ellis, that they're actually going to show up to the grand jury? I mean, Lindsey Graham has called this a fishing expedition, a political act. His lawyer said that they plan on challenging the subpoenas in court. What do you think could come out of these subpoenas, if not actually getting these key allies to come and testify?
Yeah, this is no done deal. Lindsey Graham has said that he's going to fight the subpoenas. We also expect some other Trump associates to fight the subpoenas, but it's going to be hard. You know, it's going to be hard for them to claim attorney-client privilege. They're entitled to a hearing where they have to prove either it's going to be an undue burden on them, or that they won't add anything materially to the investigation. But it'll be hard to prove that as well. And as we heard from Fani Willis, she means business, and her investigation is going to go beyond that infamous phone call. I mean, she's also looking at efforts from Trump and his associates to appeal directly to state lawmakers, because a number of state Republican lawmakers have been subpoenaed as well. And she's looking at the phony elector scheme that was perpetrated in Georgia. And I know from firsthand, having kind of witnessed the beginnings of that fake elector meeting in December of 2020 in the Georgia State Capitol, that they caught a lot of people, including Republican officials in Georgia, off guard by that.
David, let me play for you this clip from the district attorney, Fani Willis, speaking to my colleague Blaine Alexander. Have a listen.
You talked about drawing ire and threats. Have you gotten threats specifically because of your investigation into the former president?
Yes, and a lot of racist comments. It's foolishness. Like, I know I'm a black woman. I'm proud to be a black woman. So insulting me with racial slurs maybe it entertains them. It's of no consequence to me.
So Fani Willis there, David, obviously talking about the threats she's received. She's being strong about this, but it sounds like she's literally putting her safety on the line for this case.
Amen. That's exactly right. If you ask me, I think she probably knew that before she ever started truly investigating this case. She knew that this was coming. And what that tells you is she is invested. This is not going away. State prosecutors don't normally convene grand juries unless they anticipate actually filing charges. And you double down when you say that not only are they convening the grand jury, but they are doing it at risk to their personal safety. Again, you don't do that unless you mean business.
Greg, one of the big names this week, obviously, to look at January 6th for a moment, Pat Cipollone, former Trump White House counsel. He spoke with the January 6th House Committee Friday. What are you most curious to hear him address? What do you think we may get out of that testimony?
Well, more of the inside baseball, the inner conversations that he and other Trump associates had with the former president about the events surrounding January 6th. There's still so much we have not learned, despite all the books, despite all the coverage, despite all the leaks out of the White House. We're still learning so much at these January 6th committee hearings, as we just saw a few days ago with the hearings. And so there's still just an untapped reservoir of information that needs to be told for the history books.
David, the January 6th committee has uncovered a lot in their public hearings, and yet we still don't know where the DOJ and Merrick Garland are when it comes to their investigation into Donald Trump. You know, we just talked about Georgia. We've been talking about January the 6th. When you compare what is happening in D.C. with what is happening in Fulton County, is it fair to say that the Georgia investigation is where Trump is most legally exposed to criminal charges right now? I mean, if we're talking about accountability, that may be where we see it before we see it out of the DOJ, right?
I think that's right, Eamon. If you ask me sitting here right now, where is his exposure the highest, I'm going to tell you Georgia, because Georgia's further along in the process. But if you ask me overall, with what's been uncovered so far by the January 6th committee, I would say that overall, that's going to be his bigger problem. Although the DOJ and Merrick Garland haven't decided what they're going to do yet, I would say that as of that second hearing, they're painted into a corner. If they don't end up pursuing charges, they're going to have a really good reason why they chose not to in light of the evidence that we've seen. That pressure will only mount as Georgia keeps moving forward and provides even more reason for them to need to take some action.
David, one more for you to a point that Greg brought up about possibly fighting the subpoenas in Georgia. What do you think? How do you think that plays out in the event that Senator Lindsey Graham and others challenge the subpoenas? Is there a potential way for them to take a page out of the playbook that we see Republicans and others using with the January 6th committee and say they just simply will not appear in front of that investigative body?
Amen, yes and no. Keep in mind that the January 6th committee doesn't have prosecutorial authority. The Georgia authorities do. I would say this is a situation where you can probably run for a long time. Ultimately, I don't think you're going to be able to hide. And one of the biggest factors that Georgia has in its favor is that grand jury proceedings are secret. So they're going to say, look, we shouldn't have to talk to these people. And the prosecutors can fire back and say, hey, judge, this is why these proceedings are secret, so that we can gather information to assess whether or not charges should be brought and whether or not it's equitable how we're going about doing so. Overall, that's a really hard burden to overcome when you're saying I shouldn't have to say anything at all.